WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels has a new role within the talent side of WWE, as well as we have the real reason on why Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't at the WrestleMania 40 main event, and I'm going to break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, just gotta say that 89% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you're big wrestling fans, just like all of us here, you're looking for a home, maybe a second, third home for wrestling content here on YouTube, you found it right here at Wrestle Digest. But with that said, let's get right into the main topic of the video today, which is the real reason Stone Cold wasn't at WrestleMania. And yes, with many rumors circulating around the WWE world, before WrestleMania 40, a lot of people expected Stone Cold to maybe show up during the Night 2 main event. Obviously, we've seen Stone Cold be such a symbol for WrestleMania in the past, and today we actually have the reason behind Stone Cold not being at WrestleMania 40. And as we see from this report, they say Stone Cold Steve Austin was originally earmarked for the spot at the end of the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania XL, but in the end, WWE and Austin couldn't reach a final agreement. As a result, The Undertaker was put in his place. And yes, The Undertaker was one that people weren't expecting, creating this awesome moment between The Rock and The Undertaker. When they heard the dung, he was looking up the ramp, and as in Undertaker fashion, the lights went down and he was standing right behind him in the ring. But yeah, I mean, hearing that Stone Cold was, earmarked for this, was supposed to be, I guess, The Undertaker in this spot, come in, the history that The Rock and Stone Cold have, come in, have that epic face-off in the ring, have to hit the stunner on The Rock, help Cody finish the story. I think that would have been a great thing to happen, but I'm not upset with what played out here. I'm a big Undertaker guy. I'm glad that we got to see The Undertaker back in the WWE ring, especially at WrestleMania, because The Undertaker is synonymous with WrestleMania. Obviously, the 21-1 streak. I mean, I guess you could make the same argument with Stone Cold. He has been such a great player in WrestleMania during his career as well. But I think when you think WrestleMania, think of The Undertaker, you think of the streak and stuff like this. So it was great to kind of see him come in and help Cody finish the story. But hearing that, the WWE and Stone Cold Steve Austin couldn't come to an agreement here, I really hate to see that, because it would have been a great addition here. I know a lot of people did rumor it wouldn't be as big as a surprise as The Undertaker, but it still would have been a great pop, still would have been a great moment within that match. I think right here, like as we see, they say, they couldn't reach a financial agreement, so they couldn't come to terms with a final dollar amount to have Stone Cold show up at this show, which, you hate to see, because obviously, we're creating all these moments, the biggest WrestleMania in history, and it all bubbled down to, a financial situation, which it just sucks to see, honestly, in my opinion. But like I said, this didn't ruin it. The Undertaker did end up coming in here and helping, develop this story even further and help Cody finish the story by laying the final boss out with a choke slam. Do I think having Stone Cold there would have made it better? Probably. I'm not 100% sold on that. I would actually have to see what that moment in the match would have to be. If he came down in a beer truck or something, then yes, that would have made it better. But maybe just a stunner or something like that. The beers are flying after the match. I think that would have been pretty cool as well. But I think it was a great surprise to see The Undertaker, because nobody expected this. John Cena was kind of, teased a little bit to the WWE Universe beforehand. A lot of people were guessing that John Cena was going to show up. So when he came in, yes, it was a hype moment during the match. But, it was kind of predictable by a lot of the WWE Universe. So having The Undertaker there was unpredictable. Nobody expected this, and I think this made the match great. But just hearing the financial agreement between Stone Cold and, the WWE not reaching a final number for him to show up in this match, it's kind of I guess you could say scary for me, because now in future events, maybe if they want Stone Cold to maybe show up next year at WrestleMania, they'll have to find a dollar amount to bring him in. Obviously, he's not going to do it for cheap. Stone Cold is obviously one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, one of the greatest wrestlers of his generation. So he's a pretty penny, I guess you could say, for a show appearance. But like I said, I don't think this ruined the match at all. In my opinion, I think it played out the way it should have, and it was just a great main event. I think whether it was The Undertaker, whether it was Stone Cold, it still would have been the same, and everybody would have been excited that Cody finished the story, won the championship. But it was an interesting thing to hear about why he wasn't here was because of a financial agreement. But nonetheless, I want to hear from you guys. What are your takes on this down below in the comment section? What do you think about, Stone Cold not showing up because of a financial agreement? Do you think it would have made the match better? Or do you think it would have took away from it a little bit? Let me know down below in the comment section. We're going to get into the next topic of the video today, which is Shawn Michaels gets new role. And yes, and as we see here, with Shawn Michaels now moving into a new role with WWE, as we see here in this article, the talent development and recruiting will now report into Shawn Michaels. All talent, which includes talent relations, development, and recruiting, will continue to ultimately report into Paul Levesque. But first, we'll go through Shawn Michaels, is my understanding of this. As of today, Dan Ventrell will be moving on from WWE. We thank Dan for his tremendous contribution. So, as we see here, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, WWE Hall of Famer, now has a new role, kind of as the head of talent relations, head of, recruiting people in. And as we've seen what he's done with NXT over this last little while, I think this is the perfect fit for Shawn Michaels, because we've seen him develop so many great young stars within NXT over these last couple of years. So maybe having him at the helm, bringing of recruiting and bringing in new talent with the help of Paul Levesque, Triple H, DX at the helm of talent relations, I think is a great combo there. The guys, they've been wrestling for so long, they know pure talent when they see it, and we've seen this with Shawn Michaels and how great of, I guess, a developmental guy he has been. The likes of Tiffany Stratton, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Tony D'Angelo, all of these guys who have been coming up through NXT over this last little while have, Shawn Michaels has had his hand in this. So we've seen how much great talent that he has kind of developed here for WWE, with now some of them moving to the main roster, like Tiffany Stratton, like Braun Breaker. So I think this is a great thing that he's doing, especially bringing in some older WWE superstars to help develop them within NXT, like Baron Corbin. He was Braun Breaker's guy. We now see Natalya on NXT as well. These are two veterans that know their way around the ring, know what it takes to get into the main roster of this company. So I think Shawn Michaels is doing a great job at what he's doing, and this is what got him this role. And I'm really excited to see what kind of talent he's going to bring in here, because we know Shawn Michaels is going to do what's best for the business with his buddy Triple H, Paul Levesque at the helm of the whole content, I guess you could say, creation of WWE at this point in time. I think he's going to kind of play into that as well. Shawn Michaels bringing in people that he thinks will help the main roster. And first, it seems like everybody's going to have to funnel in through NXT, but as we've seen some great matches in NXT over this last little while, and I just love it. I think NXT is on the rise, and we're seeing a lot of superstars, like even Ilya Dragunov, who made his Raw debut as the NXT champion. He looked great in that match as well, and Shawn Michaels has his hand in this, and I love to see it, and it's great that he got a new role here, because I think there's going to be a lot of great new young talent come in through NXT, and it's really going to make NXT a must-watch show, which I have been tuning into a lot of NXT because I love what they're doing there. I love the Carmelo trick angle they did. I love the D'Angelo family, Braun Breaker, the Wolf Dogs. I've been really locked in here to NXT, especially just last week. They brought Ivar from the Viking Raiders on, which I thought was great as well. And they're kind of making this a third show, which, it has been a third show, but a lot of more people are tuning into this. And as we've seen with Stand and Deliver, I think it was the most seated pay-per-view or premium live event that NXT ever had. So, I mean, a lot of more eyes are on NXT, and I'm so here for it now with Triple H at the head of the table, no pun intended, or with Shawn Michaels at the head of the table, no pun intended. I think NXT is going to go to the moon and really have some great talent there. But I want to hear from you guys down below. What are your thoughts on Shawn Michaels moving into this new role? Let me know down below. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here on the channel, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Robert. He says Baron Corbin is underrated. And Robert, I couldn't agree more with you, man. I'm a big Baron Corbin guy. I think, you know, the happy Corbin shtick he had when he was on the main roster last, wasn't really a big fan of it, but now we've seen him with the Wolf Dogs, him and Braun in NXT, and a lot of people have kind of taken notice to Baron Corbin again, and I think this guy should deserve a main roster spot again, or maybe if he just wants to keep developing these young stars, we could see that as well. But I do think if it sees fit, I think he could move back to the main roster and be, you know, competing for a mid-card title, because he has shown over this last little while on NXT that he is a great wrestler, and I think he deserves one more run in the WWE on the main roster. But if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road for, I guess, 1,000 subscribers here on the channel, so really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us over this last little while. We're like at the 650 plus subscribers right now in just 2 weeks, and really appreciate all the support you guys have been putting into this channel. If you enjoy wrestling content, you're looking for a daily home for it, you found it right here at Wrestle Digest, so make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out a video we did yesterday, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. We'll catch you in the next one.